Where the hell did my model go? Wait a minute. Wait, what? Where's my model? Wait a minute. Wait. What a great way to start stream. Wait. Give me 1 sec. What? Game. Elgato. And Cam. Oh, there! There I am! Sorry about that, but welcome everyone. I hope you have a good little power nap there, Gundam. And Dom is sorry. The Rodi is effectively the Dom. I don't know if it's a Dom-like, but it's definitely, thinking about it, pretty close to the Dom, at least the space version is. And being a good old-fashioned round boy, but I have everything cut out already because this is a one-day build, so everything should progress. I don't know, quickly. It's an iron-blooded Orphans kit build. You didn't see that? That was my wallet. Don't worry about it. You saw nothing. Here's a black wallet. We can dox him now. Oh, goodness, rip, I ain't dead. God, well, shit, no, I am dead. Wait a second, that's the whole premise of the character, isn't it? Wait a minute. I'm dead inside. Oh, God. There's also a buzzer on the table. Okay, there's a lot of, this table is filthy. There's a remote. There's everything that shouldn't be here. Oh, God. That man rode away. I don't know why VTube Studio was off, though. The capture was completely off. I must have accidentally turned it off when I was turning off the Allens. I looked for the crab monkey Rodi. I was in the big city. Look at all these quarters. I was in the big city, and I think the music might be a little loud. Or no, my volume is just high on my headset. I was in the big city and I looked for it, and if I found it, I was gonna ask Edda if I should build it instead, but I didn't find it. But hopefully, when I go shopping on Black Friday, I'll see it. I'm so sorry. It's fine. It's fine. We like puns here. Ooh. We're not one of those people who are like, puns? A play on words. How low class. That's not this channel. That is absolutely not this channel. Okay, now. About the correct volume. Let's get out the instructions. Fold them. We still have this guy, and I'm just gonna say right now, this is probably the worst kit I built all year. Mind you, I don't remember every kit I've built, but this guy has one problem, and it's his leg joint. It's his hip joint right here. It's the thing that holds the legs together, and it's the only problem in him. But that problem is so bad that it literally makes the kit almost unmanageable, because you have to not only thicken the legs, but you have to get into the joint itself and thicken the joint, because the joint's too smooth, so things just fall out. It's awful. Ooh, this guy is a travesty, and I don't think I can pose him in the air, and if I can't pose him flying, I don't even know if I'm gonna bother posing him. I might box him. This might be the first ever master grade that I box. Abio frame, make sure you glue the spine and enclose to a HAB reactor together. That's more of a Gundam issue, I find. With everything, like with the grays and this guy, he doesn't even have that. Like, he's not even set up like that. It won't be a problem with him. But yeah, with Gundams, you need to glue that shit together because it always comes loose. I don't even buy Gundam iron-blooded orphan kits anymore. If it's a Grays kit or if it's something like this, I'll get it. But just no to a Gundam style kit. The spine disconnecting from itself is awful. It's just like, oh, I want him to bend over. Oh, and now I have to take apart the kit and put the spine back together. It's annoying because they all share the same inner frame if they're a Gundam. All I can say is this monkey crab Rodi is a different from the Rodi here because it's updated. I know they updated some parts. I know that like it's mostly like, I don't want to say recycled, but it's mostly like reused, at least like conceptually speaking, but they do update it where it is meaningfully different. It's like a proper 2.0, or maybe at least like a 1.75. It's not like one of these kits though that's just like, oh, here's the same thing, and like somehow the joints are worse and everything. Like it's actually an improvement on the original mold. They build off of what came before. I have the polycaps. There's one problem. It's this is like a pirate suit. Ooh. Let's see here. Oh wait, you mean my one part? Yeah, the Fetty. The thing is, this is my favorite version of the gym. Ooh, gym, whatever. It's my favorite like design for the gym, and so I was like, oh, I have to get it, even though it's P Bandai. And then it's just the legs don't work. And it's just, and the whole thing you want to do, because it's a space type, is put it on a stand. I can't put it on a stand to get pictures. I had, you can actually go on the Discord and see this. I had the stand, I had everything ready to take pictures of it, and its legs just kept falling off. I thought I fixed the leg issue, I didn't. Ooh. I don't even know if the legs are fixed now. I've done so much work on the legs, and I still don't think they'll work. The thing is, he can't do a stand. I can't do a Gunpla stand, because how his legs are, you need to use a wide Gunpla stand because of his crotch is wide. So you need to put a wide Gunpla stand in, which pushes off his legs. So I need to get a figure stand that like grabs and holds onto him. So it's such a pain in the ass. It's not like my beautiful boy, the F91. That man... He's beautiful. He's perfect. And then... Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Okay. So this goes like this, and then... There we go. Oh, that feels nice, actually. That links up real nicely. They're constantly updating the kits. They're good for only one thing exploding. This is like supposed to be, this is a command type. It's supposed to be an ace suit. I know that's still like a Federation ace, but it's supposed to be like a suit that's a little less expendable. Ooh, still falls apart in your hand. And the bicep joints also, the bicep joints also aren't the most solid to be honest. Barbatos Lupus got like 30% the original Barbatos that comes from spare parts. Oh, damn. I'm actually surprised that they switched out so much of it because, I mean, the Lupus, yeah, it has like kind of different legs and arms, but I feel like you could definitely, you know, still reuse most of those mechanics. I'm kind of happy to hear that. Because I was not the biggest fan of the Barbatos Master Grade. People hyped it up and it just wasn't for me. Ah, this piece. Right? Yeah. Manline Rodi foot is better in your opinion, but I use the skinny Rodi legs, and I could have gotten the Rodi leg. I actually think the shop I was at had the like expansion pack for the Rodi legs, and I was just like, I want him to be a flying boy, so I didn't see much point in buying it. Ooh, but he does kind of look a little bit better when he can walk on the ground. I will agree with that. And then, no, that's upside down. Can we... Try finding some blue tack, not, sorry, I should actually get some blue tack and that kind of stuff for more custom parts, because what I wanted to do with this kit is actually put on lights on him for like red and green lights for like, you know, flight. Ooh, I forget that, like they're just the flight awareness lights that like planes have. I thought that might look nice on him. I'm gonna put this on now because there looks to be no reason why I shouldn't. Look at that big old chest. It's actually a massive chest for such a short kit. Ooh, actually, it holds together pretty well. Not as much mobility as okay, no. Like, I don't know why. Kind of like weird. You have to like break in the joint, but oh, okay. You can like push the joint in. I don't know if that's intentional, but you can push the verniers in, but you can make them pretty. That's actually pretty mobile for what we would want here. All the memes aside, I'm sorry. The GM command is I'm kind of happy that it's like the worst kit though, because that kind of means that like I haven't had any truly terrible kits, because like I have fixed him and I can at least get him to stand without falling apart. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get him to fly without like his legs drooping or whatever, but I can at least get him to stand, and I'm happy about that. And the fact that this is the worst kit of the year is a lot better than last year. Can we be real? The Rodi frame can be anything skinny, bulky. Yeah, because you also have like the Rodis in the second season, which are supposed to be like ground type versions of it, and it looks almost completely different. Thing is, like the modern mobile suits in Iron-Blooded Orphans are good. I know like the Gundams run around and they're like the protagonist suits, like destroying a lot of them, but they're still good suits, like the modern ones. I invested in Master Grade Lupus Rex. Look, I don't want to really get the Lupus, just because I just don't see much point in it. I'm just not the biggest fan of the Barbatos, but the Lupus Rex, if they do a Master Grade of that, I might get that. The Lupus Rex is such a demon, which is, I know the whole point, but it's such a demon of a mech. Ooh. I might not have the stickers on me. Might have. Here the stickers are. Okay, so there's the stickers. Master Grade Barbatos Lupus, I'm excited about because the Master Grade Vidar was updated. Oh, the Master Grade Vidar was really nice. I know the high grade is completely different, but the high grade Vidar was so disappointing it actually stopped me from even like considering getting the Master Grade Vidar. I was just like, I'm not gonna even look for it. Like, I know that's not fair to it, but the high grade was just, it's such a like mess of a dude. Actually, wait, did we built the Vidar? The Vidar might actually be worse than this guy. This guy is objectively worse, but the Vidar was more disappointing, and I can't, where this guy I was able to fix him up, I couldn't fix the Vidar. That shit's just not in the cards. Kamara's Vidar, I'm still wishing for it. Ooh. The Greys are top of the line mass production suits, but they perform really well when plot armor isn't present. Yeah. Like you have in the sequel series, which is for some reason a phone game, of Iron-Blooded Orphans, like mobile suits that are really good that have like that aren't Gundams. And you have good suits in Iron-Blooded Orphans. It really comes down to the pilot. It's the culture and whatnot of the people in that era. They're like, oh yeah, you know, like we can just like have a fun time doing like mock battles, and then, you know, a bunch of junkyard dogs from Tekkadan are like, okay, so we're just gonna commit war, like we're gonna do a bunch of like nasty underhanded war tactics, and it's just like, oh shit, wait, we weren't trained for this. We were trained for honor duels. The Barbatos before the Lupus. Actually, the whole thing with the Barbatos, I like the design progression of it. How it starts off as kind of like, you know, like this kind of spindly thing, but as it goes on in the first season, it gets more armor, becomes more knightly, becomes literally a like knight in it becomes a literal white knight. And then as it becomes the Lupus, like it still has that white knight feel to it, but it kind of starts becoming more rounded. It starts becoming more elongated. It starts, you know, its legs start leaning into that more demonic, you know, like pan or satyr, like, you know, setup, like the standing on its toes kind of feel in the second season with the Lupus, and then with the Lupus Rex, it just becomes a full-on monster. I've said it before, I really like the design progression of the Barbatos. I'm not the biggest fan of it, as, like, it's not really high up on my, like, leading Gundams. Not really one of my favorite, like, lead Gundams in a show, but it's that thematic progression of it, I will always say, is really clean. Marcosia. I need to look what that is. There are so many master grade mobile armors are so massive that I completely understand why they don't have master grades. Hell, I even understand why a lot of mobile armors don't have high grades. I mean, the Psycho Gundam, which is back here, both Psycho Gundams are technically mobile armors. Mobile armors are just massive. But at the same time, I would love high grades and master grades of mobile armors. It'd be so good. I'm gonna look up the Marcosia. No, Marcosias. Well, it's a demon, so it's from Iron-Blooded Orphans. Ah, okay, so that's the one from, like, the sequel series, right? Yeah, it's like the actually, no. I don't know what this one is. I mean, it's definitely, like, it's Iron-Blooded Orphans universe, but it's from Erd Hunt. Yeah, the designs for the Gundams in Erd Hunt are pretty clean. Again, it's still weird that the sequel series was a mobile game. The Barbatos Lupus Rex chin, it does kind of, its face starts to change. Like, I can't imagine it off the top of my head, but like the moment you said that, I was like, it does start to change. He starts to get like more of like a devil, like, goatee going on. Ooh. Yeah, the chin starts poking out like it's a goatee, because again, he becomes more demonic. He becomes more monstrous. So he's like an evil devil, like, okay, that's the head. Is Erd Hunt not a phone? I was told Erd Hunt was a phone game. Wait, no, I was on the right page. I just hate these wikis. Maybe it was maybe it just had a spin-off. There's a Erd Hunt. Mobile game released, Mobile Suit Iron-Blooded Orphans, G app developed and published by Bandai Namco. Yeah. That's the, yeah. Ooh. It's a Calamity War version of the mobile game's Mobile Suit. Oh, okay. I was like, it looks familiar, but like, that's not what it looks like. Okay. I do like that when almost said 1 Year War, the Calamity War variants. I also know the Calamity War variant of like the gun cannon Gundam in that anime, the one with the 2 shoulder cannons. And how, like, it was actually, like, believed to be part of Ball's, like, team because it's the same color scheme as Ball. I forget what that one is called, though, but it's the one with the double shoulder cannon that, like, literally transforms, like, and becomes, like, a Zoid. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out which one that is. Bandai released a high-grade man Rodi with a huge head on... Oh. The purple one... Used to be a phone game before it got canceled and turned into a movie. Oh, so the thing is, I keep hearing that it's going to be made into a movie. That's going to be made into a movie, but then it's just like, when? Maybe it's in development, but it's like one of those things where it's like, I've been hearing since I like got back into Gunpla that like, yeah, it's gonna be adapted, and it's like, when? It's like, it's gonna be adapted, and it's like, Like, it has good designs. I mean, the Sigrun from Erd Hunt is probably like my favorite Iron-Blooded Orphans design in all honesty, so I'd love to see it come to the screen. Oh yeah, they're compelling all the anime cutscenes from the game and turning them into a... Oh, okay. Oh, I hope you see him. Yeah, I saw the mouse pad. It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. Ooh, literally. I hope you keep it clean. Ooh, or Anaheim's gonna exact a tax on you for dirtying their reputation. You know, their sterling reputation of Anaheim. It looks like I did not cut off a piece. Or did I? I'm not looking at the chat right now, so don't be naughty. Oh no, it just rolled away from me. It's already released, movie? Huh. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Gundam Florus, that kit. Okay, the Florus. That's I assume yeah, gun cannon. I saw it, and I just didn't feel, I was like, there's gonna be somebody else who's gonna be way more into this. It's one of those kits that, like, I was like, I could get this, but I know for a fact, just like, there's gonna be somebody who's gonna be like, appreciate this more than me. It's one of those kind of kits. So I kind of passed it over, but it is pretty cool. Okay, yeah, this goes like this. Let me try to catch up. Oh, okay, so it's already out in Japan, but it probably hasn't been translated and whatnot. Calamity version of the Gundam Florus was white and blue with short cannons. Ooh, it does look good. Let me show you guys actually, because I have it up right now. Yeah, this is the Calamity War version of the Florus. But like the idea is like because it is like it was maybe supposed to like fight alongside the ball. Is like a fan theory that the ball was like the grappler, it was the close range fighter, while it provided like fire support similar to the original Gundam and gun cannon, how the gun cannon was fire support and the Gundam, at least in lore, was supposed to be a close combat mobile suit, which I think is pretty cool. Hello, Edda. Welcome, welcome. We're just talking about Iron-Blooded Orphans. Oh, okay. We're building the man. Actually, the reason we're building the man, Rodi, is because I asked her during her rebrand what she wanted me to build. Ooh. And that's why we're building this right now, because we finally got time to do it. We actually were supposed to do it in early November, but just things got away from me, sadly. It's kind of butt cheeks from what you've heard, and well, if it's a compilation movie from video game cutscenes, I wasn't really crossing my fingers, if I can be 100% honest. Oh, there's the piece. I want to Calamity Timeline anime series. The Calamity War would be interesting to see. Ooh, it might not fit within the typical like theme of Gundam of humans fighting humans, but it might be like at least something good to have like an OVA or special for. If nothing else, I think everyone would like to see that. 300 years before yeah. Seeing Gundams fighting like sentient mobile armors is just a cool concept. Yes, round boy. Look at him. Oh god, with how big his chest is, you almost expect it's going to be like bigger, but then you remember that like its legs start right here, that it has no waist at all, that this is the waist, and it's just gonna have little stubby legs. It's like Danny DeVito of mobile suits. The Calamity War version of the Gundam Florus was dig up the same Gundam Barbatos, and same as Barbatos, that's also a theory that like because they were both found together, that maybe it was the Barbatos it was a companion with. Do we know what the Barbatos looked like during the 1 Year War? I forget. I keep Calamity War. Barbatos Gundam. I don't know why we know. I would probably get, in all honesty, the Flawless 1 Year... Calamity War, I don't know why I keep saying that. Calamity War version I would probably get, to be honest. Ooh, if they made a high grade of that, but that'd probably be P Bandai. Still looking for the iron-blooded weapon option parts and including land Rodi legs. I saw that, but I can't remember if I saw it while scrolling online or if I saw it while I was in a store. Ooh, because I like did both on the same day, so my brain's a little mixed up. But they're still available at the very least. They either reprinted them or they're still available and not at a high markup either. So hopefully you find them before they go out. Eeg. I could have made this for Easter now that I think about it. Ooh. Oh my god, that's actually not a bad idea. If I could do more custom work on stream, it would be very fun to do a painted man Rodi. Ooh. To paint a man Rodi like an Easter egg. You could make it look super gaudy and ugly, but that's okay because Easter eggs are supposed to be really ugly. That way they're easy to find for the children. Oh, that's a polycap, so let me get out the polycaps again. I don't know what that was, but hopefully it wasn't something important. I think the original Gundam Barbatos is based on the Gundam design competition. Might be the Calamity War version Barbatos of the studio to make it canon. Thing is, I'm on the wiki right now, and everything's loaded, so let me see if like there is. Well, at least on the main page, there's not like the Calamity War version available. I was hoping that it would be, if it was, it'd be visible. Thing is with the Barbatos is that like almost all of its outer shell is like original. So I kind of wonder if like it even looked anything like it does in the show during the Calamity War. I hate that sound. Like the head I'd like believe looks the same, but like everything else I kind of just wonder would it look completely different if you showed like what it looked like during the, I said 1 year war again, Calamity War. It's very easy to make that mistake. They're both the fundamental wars that colored the universes that they're in, is why I keep making the mistake. Ooh. There we go. Wait, no, I didn't put it on right. There we go. You can paint land Rodi, just primer. I do need to get some primer. Primer spray, and paint whatever you want, and clear coat paint, yeah. I'm gonna have to get primer. I'm gonna have to do a lot of prep on stream for the next year's 4th of July stream. Let's see here. What piece goes where? You go here? Okay. But we shouldn't have to do too much work, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work off stream because I have a gun for next 4th of July, next July, I have a Gundam RX-78-3. Ooh, and my plan is just to customize it just enough to look like the RX-78-2 American type from Gundam Build Fighters, because that's the first kit I ever built. I built the entry grade of the American type, because of course I did. Barbatos should be mostly original, missing maybe the shoulders and maybe... I think it's like, I just didn't know, because like, yeah, it doesn't have the shoulders, but I don't know if it was mostly original or if that's just like what the company got, but, and just threw on top of it. Like, I could believe either one in all honesty, but if you say it's mostly original, then I'm gonna believe you in that regard, but if I found out that it like was just out, if the armor was just like what they made there, I'd believe it. Oh, darn it. Okay, I need to take this piece off. I forgot to put a piece in. Luckily, this is a very forgiving kit. And this should go on like this. There we go. One thing I like about the IBO kits is how quickly they come together. Even if you don't pre-cut them, they come together so quickly and easily. They're real fun in that way. They're really... like noob friendly, very entry friendly. I put the shoulder on wrong. There we go. Is there American custom heavy arms? Hold up. No, the not heavy arms. Though that actually sounds kind of cool. That'd be like a really cool project in the future. Heavy arms, American custom, very fitting. But the... Where is it actually? Oh, it's all the way over there. I'm actually gonna grab it for once. I actually cleaned this room. Now the kit I'm talking about is... His beam sabers keep breaking, which is weird because it's not his beam sabers. I think this one... I think this beam saber was actually from the... What is it? The High New Gundam beam saber, I think, is the one he's holding now, and it still broke for some reason. But this is the first kit I ever built, the entry grade ARC 78 American type. He doesn't have the stickers on him, but I do still have them. That might be a good thing to do also during July, put the stickers on. Have a look, Barbatos' first conceptual look. Okay. But, thank you for posting that. Where, okay, there it is. Ooh, Discord wasn't updating for a moment. Okay. I could believe that's what it looked like during the Calamity War. It's mostly the same as it was when it was dug up, but it looks like the feet are a little different. Let me swap between them. The feet are a little different, and the shoulders, as you said earlier, are different. I mean, it doesn't have shoulders to begin with. But yeah, I could believe this. It also kind of looks a little more heroic. Ooh. But this is the design competition winner. And look at the feet, how they look. You can see the shoulders, but everything else is pretty similar. And I'll show you by bringing up the Barbatos. The head looks a little different as well, but that's just because I think the head has less armor on it. Ooh. This is it's just a de-armored. Let's get this. This is a de-armored same thing, and the feet are different. Okay. At least in my headcanon, I'm fine with seeing that as like what the Calamity War version looks like. Also with those shoulders, it gives it very much like a triangular upper body. Makes it have a real solid, like, hero proportions. Legs? Why do I have one bag of legs? I should have 2 bags of legs. Here's the other bag of legs. Can we talk about how... Guxion, that's actually a really good question, because the Guxion is what I was thinking with the Barbatos, isn't it? Because the first time we see it, it's all covered up in all that, like, extra armor. So what the hell would the Guxion look like? I feel like the really lazy thing is just to be like, oh, it just looks kind of like what it does in Iron-Blooded Orphans, just different color. Ooh. You know, like, it's just a coincidence. They redesigned it to look exactly the same. But yeah, the Guxion's actually... The Guxion, we'd have, like, no idea. I do not want... What is this character from? Is this like a Zenless Zone character? From Ars Gosha, I don't... But yeah, I know it's from Ars Gosha. Mobile Game Legends, thank you. I don't want that. But that's... Oh, God... Can, please, for the love of God. Please, for the love of God, I want to hit the space button, not the home screen, please. Okay, Guxion Gundam. But actually, I think the Guxion, is it I was hoping there would be a picture of it here that I could show you. The Dorito bodies are good. Those old Egyptian bodies. I love how hero proportions is one of, like, the oldest artistic body proportions. The Egyptians were like, give me a little waist and massive shoulders. I look so cool if you do that. Meanwhile, in reality, they were all a bunch of inbreds, like, I mean, it took 1,000 years for them to get to, like, true inbred status, but, like, by King Tut, they were all a bunch of inbreds with horrendous genetic deformities. But they were like, nah, don't draw me with a pot belly. That doesn't make me look heroic. Make sure I got, like, shoulders that are, like, 5 feet wide. Give me shoulders like a Chinese webcomic. I love those Chinese webcomics where the proportions are insane. It's like, here's a dude, he's built literally like, what is it? Kingpin from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Here's the woman, she's built in a way that would make Jessica Rabbit blush. It's just like, thank you. Thank you, China. You know what? You know what? Not a fan of the whole communism, but this, I'm pretty cool with. Actually, you know what? This is pretty cool. I mean, Gundam Gusion has been around for the past down different people and factions for over 300 years after the Calamity War. We got, we have just no idea what the original one looked like. They could really go anywhere with it. Thing is, if like they did do the lazy thing and be like, yeah, it looks like the rebake or whatever, that would be really weird because the rebake has armor from the Gusion, what is it? The Gusion, the first way we see it, which is like the obese bitch. Can you load? Like, this is the first way we see it. Ooh. And then there's like a Gundam in there, and you're just like, wait, there is? Proportionally, it doesn't make sense. The shoulders are way too wide. The proportions are all wrong. How does a Gundam fit under there? It's just like, it's like Space Marine rules. It's like, ooh, StarCraft Space Marine rules. Their shoulders dislocate. Or it's like Samus rules, where my favorite version of Samus is where, because Samus has such massive shoulders, such wide shoulders, my favorite version of Samus is like, you look inside of the suit and they just have her arms tucked into tucked in right next to her, like on her side, like to her side, or like crossed over her chest or something. And then the arms of of her power armor are just robotic. I always find those designs really fun. Because she's so slender outside of the suit. Even in Metroid Dread, where she's like, you know, has a muscle mommy body, you're still like, yeah, but you're kind of built like a shit brick house. Like, how do you fit? Like, how do your shoulders get like an extra like 2 feet wide? Don't worry about it. That's why. Perfect Gundam from Thunderbolt is just a Zaku underneath. That sounds pretty peak. That does, you know what? That does sound like a perfect Gundam. It's just actually a Zaku in reality. That's how you reach perfection. I have no criticism. Your headcanon is Gusion. Looks like that, and it has 2 arms of gray-green and ooh, wait a second. Sorry, something fell off. Hands combat with a Rodi chopper. Okay. I honestly would want to get the Gusion, but I don't know if it has the Gundam inner frame. And if it does, I'm just like, I just wouldn't want to get it. Sorry, I had to sneeze, which is why I went, Hajo! That's why I had a little up and down. I'm slowing down in this build. Give me 1 second. This goes here. Is that a polycap? No, it says it's this part. But it doesn't look like that part in the instructions. Also, okay. So that means I put on the wrong piece, or... Hold up, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. Okay. How does Samus turn into a ball and roll magic? The reason they did that is because they couldn't like get a crawling animation for her in the first game that looked good, so they were just like, make her into a ball. But it's like, the explanation of it is just like, yeah, she kind of just like does a TARDIS, you know, like from Doctor Who, where it's just like, yeah, she has plenty of space in there. It's just like, I don't think she would. It's like, it's whatever. Sometimes there's like diagrams of her like in the fetal position. It's like, where did all the armor go? It doesn't matter. Sometimes she's in there, sometimes she just turns into pure energy. It kind of depends on which version we're looking at, in all honesty. Is this a... yeah, not... sorry, PC3. Stream Talk? Let me check Stream Talk. Ooh. I was looking at the Gushin, so... God, I forgot the Gushin has, like... It does have Gundam hands, which is out of proportions with the rest of its body. And I guess, like, we're supposed to look at its feet and its hands and be like, oh, there's a Gundam underneath all of that. But outside of that, you'd never know. Stream Talk? Yeah, that's a fucking Zaku. That is a that is... I've seen this before, but I haven't seen this panel before. But this is it getting armored up. And that's just a Zaku. That's... I haven't seen this panel before. I've seen the final product. I've seen... Let me get to it real quick. Oh, those are Gelgoog shields. I've seen this before. Not this panel, but I've seen the design before, where it kind of has bulbous legs a little. Ooh. Guess a bit of Houdini work in there in the proportions, but don't worry about it. Is the comic, manga, whatever. Is the manga for, oh, god damn it, I put it on backwards. The thing is, it's not the most obvious because they just have like a line. The arrow line goes through here, so it's like not the clearest as to like what the angle is. So I need to take this apart now, very annoyingly. And for the first time in a while, I'm not quite sure where my part separator is. Oh, it's right here. Remind me of the Honkai Star Rail Firefly. She's like an Asian woman height, but somehow pilots a... Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I like Samus in her different interpretations, because the creators of Metroid for the last, like, while, like, Metroid Prime is a good example of this. The first Metroid Prime, they're just like, well, no, she should be like, you know... She should be like, you know, look fine, but she kinda should be like, you know, buffy or, you know, like a warrior or whatever. She shouldn't be like a pretty girl. But then, like, whenever Nintendo, like, wants to make Smash Bros. Or something, or wants to make a Zero Mission, they're like, no, she has to be extra attractive. And it's like, no, she's fine the way she is. Whenever, like, people make a Metroid game, the developers are always like, no, she should, like, be like a strong, kind of stoic-looking woman. But whenever Nintendo's like, wants to design her, it's always just like, no, we need that sex appeal. I like both. I just find it kind of funny. They have like Metroid Dread again, where she's like a muscle mommy under the suit. She has incredible tone. Then you have like, you know, Smash Bros, where it's just like, yeah, she's a dainty little thing. It's like how Samus is either one or the other, really, is the thing. It really does vacillate. You're either one or the other as Samus. It's never in between. She's either strong, stoic woman or goddamn. Kind of funny, because, like, really what matters with the character is more what's on the outside. It's more the armor, so there's kind of more like leeway in the character's appearance. It almost feels like it's not like Mario, where like Mario always looks like Mario. There might be some slight tweaks to the proportions, but Mario's still Mario. Hold up. Okay. And you go like, energy, TARDIS, stuff, but when in the animation short fellow and was fighting a giant bug and her armor got blown off. And it's just like a suit. Well, but was she in ball mode when she got blown off? Because she like, it like the physics work different when she's in ball mode. Also, was that other M? Because we don't talk about other M. Other M had some ideas. Moving on. Not necessarily bad ideas, but like, maybe not the best execution. What are you talking about? We're talking about all sorts of things. We've always gotten on tangents. God, his legs are so short. Little Danny DeVito ass, man. We're gonna have time to do some post-build panel lining. Awesome. Oh, wait, I bought paint for today. I cleaned today. And as you guys know, whenever I clean, that just means I moved everything around. I didn't really clean anything, and I have lost everything. Oh, I don't know where the paint is. I bought that paint on Sunday. Oh yeah, Merrick, you should submit your work to the next Edda Gunplug showcase. I tried to submit it to the current Gunpla showcase, but I just didn't have the time. But I'm planning on getting pictures of the Psycho. Actually, there's some tune-up I need to do on the Psycho. I need to add a little bit more red paint to certain areas. Ooh, just to keep it consistent with the rest of the theme. But I hope to send in the Psycho Gundam. I really wanted to send in the Psycho Gundam Mark 1 and Mark 2 to the showcase, and I just never got the time to take the pictures, sadly. But I have plenty of time before the next showcase, so as long as I get those pictures in, hopefully I can submit them next time. But yeah, it's always, her showcases are also always fun, seeing what people do. I really like that Shaw goof that somebody made a showcase or two ago. That's actually like 3 showcases ago, but don't worry about it. There we go. No, but I did not do that, but I might have put this part in backwards, I'm not sure. I might have put the knee in backwards after fixing it, I'm not quite sure. We'll know when we build this one. So, let's get, where is it? This piece, and then we get this piece. This piece goes like this. You go on like this. Okay. It looks like I did it correctly. Okay. Hopefully I did. Hopefully I don't have a backwards knee on that other kit, on the other one. Put this here. Next one is like at the, it's always about at the end of the month. It was about 2 months away. I have plenty of time, but you know, I shouldn't procrastinate on it. I should get those pictures out sooner rather than later. I would have had the pictures this week, this weekend, because I was going to take pictures of this guy, of the gym, then get pictures of the Psycho Gundam Mark II. Actually, I was going to finish the Psycho Gundam Mark II, then get pictures of it. But I couldn't even get to finishing the Psycho Gundam Mark II, getting the additional paint job done. I couldn't even do that because I had to spend all my time fixing this guy's joints. I had to like put in super glue into the poly cap and whatnot, which is something I did not want to do. I had to like use this inside the poly cap and like swirl it around so like it would be on the walls. And this is not going together. It was the worst. Like, the most satisfying thing about this build has been fixing it, which is not a good thing. But I am happy that I have made it work. I'm happy that I do have this kit. He can pose, he looks good. I'm just annoyed by the fact that I had to do that to begin with. Can we line up? Fucking... It's been so long since I've had this problem. One of the polycaps isn't lining up. Gonna continue your build? Ooh, what are you building? Char's counterattack was supposed to be showcase the height of the new type powers as Amuro pushes Axis away from Earth, but the Unicorn Gundam happened and Narrative Gundam happened and yeah. Then GQ happened. It's like, Turns out when you have like a alternate dimension that you can just pull infinite energy from, you can kind of just like maybe the heights of power might not be so clear. Why are you not going in? Okay. I've dealt with this before. Hopefully I can fix it. This is the polycap's not going in, so what I'm gonna try to do is take the polycap out and plug it in on this side first. And what the problem might be is just the polycap is too thick. Yeah. That's exactly the problem. The polycap is too thick and it doesn't fit in. Wonderful. So can I get the sprue cutters, please? Okay. Absolutely absurd that I have to do this. I haven't had to do this in a long time, and I hate doing this, but the polycap is just literally too thick. Now, I know I'm talking to an audience of, like, very much mostly men, so this is probably gonna fall on deaf ears. But has anyone seen Wicked yet? Wicked 2? I haven't. I just want to know if Wicked 2 is any good, because the first one, I was pleasantly surprised by the setup that they were doing. But I've been seeing stuff online about Wicked 2, and it's kind of made my optimism for it kind of drop down a lot. I was like, oh, this is going to be a nuanced take on, like, perspectives and character motivations and whatnot. And, like, you know, not necessarily rewrite the original, like, Wizard of Oz, but kind of, like, recontextualize it. And from what I've heard, it appears that might be entirely wrong. You know what I'm building? Oh shit, you're right. You're right, I do know, actually, you're right. Ooh, he'd build a new. Yeah, you're building the new. I'm sorry. You're not done with it yet? You're not done with the real grade after 2 days? What's wrong with you? Ooh. I say while taking, you know, a month to finish the Psycho Gundam. Will you go in now? Will you fit? Or must I acquit? Okay. This motherfucker ain't going free. This is not the juice. We're gonna convict this motherfucker. Where the hell is the rest of the leg? Oh, okay, I haven't put it together yet. Yeah, I know, it's the new type, it's the new. Ooh. I like how I was able to ID that it was the new Gundam just from the foot alone. That's some good autism right there. I saw that foot, I saw the toe on it, I was like, that's a yellow-toed, blue-footed mobile suit. I know what it is. I've built that before. It's a good build. I hope your build is going well. Couldn't get through the first one. I'm not really the target audience for Wicked, but I appreciated what it was doing. And I was like, this is actually more than I expected. And actually, I wrote up a whole thing while watching it. I actually, like, started writing, like, not a review, but an analysis about how it actually does better than what a lot of other stories like it do. Like, after you had, like, the misunderstood, like, villain or, like, you know, the twist villain thing and whatnot, like, became a trend where, like, you know, either the good guys or the bad guys and whatnot. Like, the whole plot switch. Like, Wicked started a trend of, like, a bunch of shit writing after it. But while watching part 2, it's not shit. It has all the setup. It has everything going for it. Sorry, watching part 1 has everything going for it. And I'm like, oh, it's not like the things that it inspired, that the play inspired. It's actually better than them. And it works on multiple levels, like the fact that Wizard of Oz wasn't really the most consistent story. Sometimes the wizard was a nice old man. Sometimes in the stories, the wizard was kind of a trickster little bastard. So having him be depicted as a bit more of a trickster little bastard in Wicked, it can work. Ooh. But I'm not so optimistic no more from what I've been reading. I thought you could move the ankles and whatnot of this. No, these are just, like, completely stuck in place. This guy's either flying or he's gonna be standing akimbo. There's, like, gonna be no middle ground. The two lady stars are just too cringe. I can't take it seriously. Is it weird? It's probably gonna be considered offensive, but I think the black woman looks a lot better when she's green. When she's green, and more so when she has hair, she looks a lot better. Ooh, she doesn't look amazing, but she looks so much better with hair. When she's bald, she looks like she's like a fucking lich. I don't want to be mean, but I do not think she can pull off bald very well. Ooh. Also, Ariana Grande, whatever the hell her name is that plays Glenda the Good Witch. I don't know why, I just don't like, I don't like her face. I don't know if I've ever said that about an actor or whatever before. I don't know why, and that's so mean to say. I just look at her, I'm just like, I just don't like you. And I don't know why. It has nothing to do with the character. It's just like the moment she walks on screen, I was like, I just don't like looking at you. It's so mean. I feel terrible for like thinking that, but at the same time, it's just like, I just don't. I feel like a terrible person. I take my time, build it. Yeah, it's good to take your time. Ooh, I love real grades. I don't do prep on real grades because there's so much detail baked into them, but they're still really fun to build. Build is good. Even did the drop shake test after the build lower half. Ooh. I'm happy to hear that it's, I hope you haven't had any panels falling off. As I said, it was one of the first real grades I built that didn't have panels falling off, and I was like, this is what I've been needing. There's always one panel on most real grades that I have to glue in. Ooh. The Zaku real grade, I know which panel it was. I know which panel it was on the Zagak. I even remember most of the ones where, like, which panels they were. It's not very good. It's early real grades are especially bad. It's just annoying because like a lot of times you'll have like you'll build it and then it'll always be a symmetrical panel that falls off. So like it'll be on the right arm and it's fine, but then on the left arm it literally will just fall off by gravity and you're just like, why? Got Hiroyuki Sawano's mobile suit is. Oh, okay, that's an OST. It's fine, I don't like some actors too. I never got the hype of Sydney Sweeney before or after the drama stuff. Which one is Sweeney the one who's just like made the jeans commercial and then a bunch of people got offended? Ooh. What is this, like, she's a model? Yes, like her going like, ah. Like, having a play on like words with jeans for like somebody who looks really good. It's like you made it like nobody thought race until you when you were like, oh my god, this is racist. I was like, no, she's attractive. That's what they mean. The fucking thing though, where the interview where like somebody asks her like a question about like somebody tries to make it political and about race. They try to bring up the Jean like controversy from like earlier this year, and she like literally just shuts down this thing. She's just like, she just immediately shuts it down, and she has the Homelander face where, if you know the meme where Homelander's just like looking across from like the person who he's on stage with while he's sitting down, and he just has a face of complete disgust. Like, how dare you, like, just like, how dare you bring that up? Like, you just like, you are a disgusting thing before my eyes. And Sydney Sweeney has that look, and it's so good because she's just like, why did you bring that up? Like, why did you have to why are you trying to like make this interview into a controversy? I just want to have like, you know, a nice interview, and then you come in and try to stir shit up, and it's just like, yeah, it's like they're it's like they're a modern journalist. She looks a little too artificial. That's kind of true with all models, sadly. It kind of depends. When she's in a more of a casual fit, she looks fine to me, but there's definitely when they're more made up. Who's that one, like, songwriter who sings songs, like, about, like, how men are, like, gross and whatnot and how they're pigs? But then, like, she does, like, modeling that's obviously meant to be, like, you know, alluring. Who's that one? That one's really annoying. I don't listen to her stuff, but like that one, That one's annoying as hell to me whenever she comes up. Because she's trying to have her cake and eat it too. Posted third-party kit screenshot of a Stream Talk. Ooh. Stream Talk. Oh. Ooh. That is a fucking sorry for cursing. That is a massive redesign. Like a massive Gundam. New Gundam. Sorry, I'm on... Discord has just been awful recently. I can't navigate pictures, like I can't scroll from them like this anymore, and I have to like reset it every time I want to look at something. But yeah, that is massive. Also the size comparison one. Here's the size comparison between the two of them. It looks like it's the real grade being compared, but like the real grade's big. I think the real grade is just a little shorter than the F91 master grade, for example. So like this guy, he might be like the size, the one on the, this is the new one. The third party one. Like the one on the right, that might be like the size of a normal master grade. That might be the size of like a Zaku master grade. That guy's big. Ooh. Is it still like 1/44th scale? I did 3 quotation marks in there for some reason. Is it supposed to be the same scale, or is it kind of just like dynamic scale? We hold other people to such impossible standards that we excuse our every action. That's not my problem. I hold myself to impossible standards, and it is awful. It is terrible, and I could get testimony from friends about it. I don't need Lisa to tear me apart. I tear myself apart. Where the frick is it? Like a real man, I make my own problems. I don't need help with that. Where? Chat, what did I do with the piece? What did I do with the piece that I need? Because I just don't see it. I don't. Shit. Shit. Oh, that's a genuine shit, too. That is... Oh, fuck. Sorry for cursing. No, that's from the last build. Oh, what did I do with it? Where could it have... Okay, knowing me, it's like right here, but I can't see it because of an angle issue. Like, I put it down and it's behind something. So let's just start moving stuff out of the way. That's the F91 stand for some reason. I don't know why it's there. Oh, it's 1/100. Okay, that makes the size discrepancy make a lot more sense. Actually, I almost feel like it should be bigger if it's 1/100. If it's the new Gundam, I feel like it should actually be bigger. It feels like... Actually, no, at 1/100, that does seem like it might be the right scaling. Oh, the one on the left is... Oh, they're master grades. So they're both 1/100 scale. Okay, so they're both the same scale, but I just got the scale wrong. I thought they were going to be okay, I thought they were 1/44 scales. I thought it looked a little under-detailed compared to the real grade, but I thought it was just because the image quality. That's kind of what I just assumed, and I should have a Verka. I haven't built it yet, but... I actually need to check this right now. Also, where is the piece? What have I done with it? Oh, that's the Zazabi. That's the Hainu. That's the Stunge. That is Psycho. Okay, yeah, it is. So I was looking through what I had, and I found the new Gundam. Ooh. I have like a few Verkas that I need to put on my backlog to make sure that I have them, so I don't accidentally buy them again when I'm at the store or something. That's when you have too many Gunpla, when you're like, do I own this one already? I can't quite recall. Did you already posted one picture about the supposed Danban perfect grade new? Oh yeah, the fuck yeah, I saw that before. Yeah, where it's just a box. Like it looks normal, and then you realize that, like, you know. Let me use this as an example. It's like imagine like I hold this up and you're like, oh, it looks normal, and then like when I do this, it just kept going off screen, and then like when I do this, it's still going off screen. It's like that. It's just a box. Because it has to fit on shelves, so it can only be a certain height. Okay, let me. So like it's really funny to look at. I'm gonna start taking things off the table to find this piece that I have misplaced. Not in my pockets. Not there. This should be a very simple thing for me to do, and I have lost a piece that I was putting together. I am genuinely at a loss for what I did. I'm gonna look at the camera real quick to see. I don't see it there. Look on the words on the box. Oh, fighter. New fighter. That is... Ooh. No, not... What? Did it fall off? I'm falling off. I'm fucking crashing out. Hair gel. I was trying to put it on this piece. Then I started talking about something as I do. What the hell did I do? What? There's one thing that I might have done, and I might have tossed the piece. I might have got it confused with something else. Oh god, don't fall over. What I might have done is I might have turned around, thought I had something else in my hand, and like thrown it onto a pile of stuff that I cannot get it out of. Gundam is copyright, so the look of the companies. Yeah, I know it's because, you know, new, that's just a letter, you know, you can use that as much as you want, but Gundam, that's just copyright. Knowing Japan probably trademarked. So you can definitely not use that. It's like Transformers kits. A lot of Transformers names are actually trademarked, not only copywritten. Ooh, they will be copywritten, like Bumblebee, but you can't trademark Bumblebee for obvious reasons. But Optimus Prime, Megatron, that shit's trademarked. That shit's always gonna be in their fucking neck of the woods. I am baffled at my incompetence right now. For clarification, the picture is someone edited it and posted it some random Chinese forum and found it. Okay. That is good context. What have I... This is impressive. This is impressive even for me. Is this how Edda felt when she lost the waist part for her SD Gundam? Maybe. Can we build like the front of it? Can we lie to ourselves and be like, yeah, we have it, and just never turn him around? I think we can. We can build the front still. We can lie to ourselves. I'm gonna have to find that. But we can at least build the front of him. He's just gonna have a little bit of a bare ass. He's gonna have a bit of a Hank Hill ass for a while. Ooh, but it's not gonna acknowledge it. It's just... He's gonna have gluteus minimus. Actually, isn't that actually a real muscle? Which is why there's a gluteus maximus, because there's a smaller one. Okay, you see, chat, it's fine. just don't turn him around. Oh, that's a sad sign that he has no ass. Oh, he has no ass. Oh, that is unfortunate. That's highly unfortunate. We can just put that there, chat. Just pretend like he has an ass. I don't know what I did with that. I tried to put it on, and then I think maybe in a hat, because I just wasn't thinking, I might have tossed the piece. Not thrown it away, mind you. I did not throw it away. But as I said, I just turned and, like, I think tossed it. As stupid as that is. He's just like me for real, for real. Well, we can't. I don't know why there's no. Isn't this supposed to be like a thruster axe thing? I always thought there was like a thruster here, or is it just supposed to be weighted? Well, like, we can do everything else. I'll find his butt eventually. I'll find his butt thruster. I can't believe I just Oh, they're right here. Chat, remember when I said that I just can't. How did it get there? Wait a minute. It got right here, which is. I don't know how it got there, actually. It was my my microphone is on like a jar of peanut butter. So it's at the right height, so it's not too low, so it doesn't create bad sound. I still have terrible sound, but still. But it was behind the jar of Jif peanut butter. How it got there, I have no idea. It had to have rolled. But it's like a box. How did it roll to right there? How did it... I fucking hate this. Booster Gold. Sorry, you said the word booster and my autism activated. Booster Gold is one of my favorite, like, C-tier heroes in DC Comics. Because he has, like, a single premise to him. But he does the premise really good. Really well. He's a dude from the future who wanted to be famous, so he went into the past to be like a superhero with all of his future tech. But then he has to learn to be humble and actually be a hero for the sake of helping people. Which is like just a good, which is just satisfying narratively. But just having him be a douchebag is always fun at first. Just him being like, I'm Booster Gold. I want to have marketing. I want to set up a trust fund for myself 1,000 years from now. And it's just like, what an asshole. Then he becomes the hero of all the universe, space and time. And you're like, oh, he's still kind of a prick though. You will never find your ass. Oh my god. No. Oh, he has a Hank Hill ass. Oh, that's the saddest. Okay. Okay, Danny DeVito. Let's see if we can... Things are falling apart. This is great. Okay, so... Why do you not want to be put together? Ah, okay. So I put him together wrong, and apparently that's an option. This was before Bandai realized that white people were building their kits at the Buckanagai gene were, you know, too incompetent to know front from... I made the same fucking mistake. Oh my god. I'm no longer getting my right and left confused, but now I'm getting front and backwards confused. The joint piece, this piece I put on backwards. I'm getting front and back confused now. I finally figured out my left and right. But fuck me, now I've forgotten front and back. Okay. But let's put you together. These are a little loose. The skirts are a little loose. They could use a little tightening. He has such tiny fucking legs. And that's backwards now. How did that happen? How have I done this? When did I do this? Was it backwards all along? Probably, knowing me. Okay. I think Danny DeVito's done. No, he's not. His torso's not plugging in now. Come on. Come on, you're the trash man. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, the penguin from Batman, whatever the second movie is called, he's done. That is a disturbingly loose torso. A lot of weight is on a very small polycap. When I shake him back and forth, he doesn't shake. That's good, but it does not feel very secure. I'm the trash man. I come into the ring and I throw trash all over the place. Oop. What are we even doing here? I don't know. Your other front? I don't know. Just like to see real grade unicorn on a stream someday. Oh god, I'd probably break that on stream in all honesty. You saying it's incredibly tight. I might break that on stream by accident. Where are... Oh, no. Oh no, I thought I put him away. No, I just moved him earlier in stream. I still don't know where the paints are. Let me look for those real quick. I don't get a lot of real grades because a lot of old real grades I don't have a good experience with, so I kind of avoid them. But I don't know if the unicorn seems like it would either be really good or a travesty. Maybe it's a mixed bag like that. Where the hell is the gym? It's right here. Let me look for the paint. That means I'm gonna have to step away from chat, which is why the audio quality has changed. Don't be naughty. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, put everything on top of the bag of chips. Oh. Okay, I got gloss paint specifically for today. Which in hindsight is stupid because Gundam paint is already gloss. But I got time enough. Please, just fall into my hand. There we go. I got red and... Okay, so I had to make sure the stickers from the place I bought them on weren't on them. But I got red and bright green for like flying colors. I'm now the penguin. Unicorn is infamous for its arm snapping. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's the real grade Zazabi that has the tight shoulders, right? I want to make sure I'm not getting it confused with the Verka. Let's disassemble this man so we can more easily prep him. Question is, how do I want to do this? People complained about the pre-molded joints were too loose, so Bandai made it extremely tight, and also accommodate the transformation sequence. Oh god, I mean, to be fair, the pre-molded, like, they do loosen. Early real grade syndrome is real. Yeah, but real grades are really good now. Ooh, like, the modern real grades that I've built have been really good. But also the reason why I don't get into a lot of real grades is because a lot of real grades are like Gundam Seed kits, and I've made it very clear I'm not Gundam Seed's target demographic, so it just kind of goes past me. But yeah, it's very experimental. And actually, I've also said on stream before that I kind of wish I'm happy they're doing real grade 2.0s, because I kind of feel like the Gundam Seeds got it dirty. That all of their real grade kits were like experimental kits. All of their real grade kits were them trying to figure out how to make real grades. You know, so that they were the sacrificial lamb. So maybe we can make a strike freedom for them that, you know, maybe it holds up a little bit better. Also, some of those unicorn era kits could probably use a refreshing too. What? What? I think I see it. What? That's so subtle, I barely can tell. That would be a good... These would be a good place to add the lights. I think because they're on the rear, though, these would just be white lights. The unicorn was like the last of the early real grades, and it was basically the anti-early real... That's good to hear that they didn't, like, do the tight joints. That they realized the joints were too loose, so then they over-tightened them. But they didn't pull a Bandai and just go like, they're overly tight now, so we'll just do that for another 10 years. It sounds like what you're saying is that, like, you know, they overly tightened them, then went, oh shit, and then they pulled back, and that's probably also when they stopped committing to the inner frame as much, because they were like, oh, we have this new inner frame technology, and it's like, that's cool, but, like, it's not very good. Having soft malleable plastic being the skeleton of this hard plastic kit, it was innovative, but innovative isn't always good. They did make a 1.5 real grade Freedom. Oh, you're right. That was shared in the past with better articulation. That was like a Gundam-based limited, though, if I remember correctly. Sturdiness, fiercer face. Unfortunately, it is a Gundam-based Shanghai limited exclusive. Yes. I remember things, chat. Ooh, I mean, I might not like remember all the details, but once you get my noggin jogging, I'll get there. I have said this so many times, and I'll say it again. I have no problem with, like, limited releases, with the concept of P Bandai and, like, limited, like, bases and whatnot like that. I have no problem with the idea, but Bandai decides 9 times out of 10 to execute it the worst way possible. It's like, hey, this kit that everyone would love, premium Bandai. Oh, hey, the space-type gym. The space-type command gym. Yeah, that's a P Bandai. It's like, everyone likes that design. Like, why wouldn't it? Like, it would sell so well. I feel like Bandai would win a lot of faith if P Bandai functioned as, like, a testing ground. If they get enough orders on P Bandai, certain kits would become just standard releases. That would make so much sense, you know? Because, like, if it's selling well enough, why not sell it to the wider audience? But that's not how they use it all. Something can sell wonderfully on P Bandai, like the Desalter, which, like, people were buying, like, gangbusters, at least appear to have been, for, like, the customization options and whatnot. And then Bandai was like, we'll do another release of it. And then it's just like, well, like, it was so well, you did, like, another release of it almost immediately. Maybe that means a wider release would be good. And they're like, no, we need to reprint, like, this. We need to print, like, 20,000 of this kit that, like, that scalpers are buying instead. Also, I've seen that recently, how, because Japan's cracking down on, like, immigration policy or something, a bunch of, like, Korean and Chinese scalpers, people who, like, go over to, like, Japan just to buy a shitload of stuff and then resell it in China for a markup, are no longer there. So, like, there's just a bunch of extra stock of, like, Bandai kits in, like, Japanese stores. Ooh. I don't know if this is happening everywhere in Japan, but I've been seeing stories about that recently. But how scalpers, it turns out a lot of the scalpers weren't Japanese. Go figure. Ooh, don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of Japanese scalpers, but Sinanju, Super Ninja Jatoon, welcome. I wish I could monopolize on that. Need more kits in my life. Ooh. A minute for Gunpla fans, it really does seem just like the mecca of Gunpla. Is just, you go to Japan, go to Tokyo, whatever, and you just go to a Gunpla store, and you're just like, ah, I'm home. Rear grade mass production Zaku is the regular release, while the rear grade mass production Zagok isn't for some. That's true. That's just because Zaku's, though, they're like, they make the char machine, and then they're like, well, we'll just make it green and make that, like, you know, the standard release mass production type. But for, like, the Zagok, they did that for, like, the high grade, but I don't know if they did a limited, but they didn't do, like, a standard release for the real grade for the Zagok. I don't think, for the real grade. But also, it's just like, they also don't really re-release the Zagok. They don't really reprint the normal Zagok anyways. Zaku's are the Pikachu of the franchise. Ignore that. Yeah, fucking Zaku's are big. They're rounded and lovable. Zaku's, if they're filmed correctly, can be really intimidating because they have that one evil eye, like they're a cycloptic giant. A little redundant, but they can also look really goofy because they're all rounded, and you know, you can have one get knocked over, make the proportions a little different with the mono eye. They can look surprised. Actually, a really good antagonist design for that reason. It can be intimidating when you need it, and a little goofy when, you know, you want to have a more lighthearted moment. And then you cut inside the cockpit, remind the audience there's people in here, and, you know, you just laughed at a dude dying, and you're just like, Tomino, why would you do that? And he's just like, because you're a little too happy. I know the scene was gonna make you happy, so I just wanted to bring you down a little. That's what we need in writing today. We need more depressed motherfuckers like Tomino and Harlan Ellison. Guys who are not misanthropes, but my god, sometimes their writing makes them feel like it. Now we have a bunch of people who are like happy narcissists who are misanthropes, and the writing is insufferable. So that's more of a Hollywood issue. Ooh, look at the Thunderpool Zaku POV. Actually, somebody earlier brought up the perfect Gundam earlier. I said earlier twice like a moron. I remember some stores in Japan kicking people out because the customers said hi. Oh, hi V Gundam. I thought they were like, because they said hi, and it's like, no, we speak Japanese here, but no, hi V Gundam. And the owner knew the guy was a scalper. Yeah, instead of saying hi new Gundam. That's actually pretty good. That's a good dude. That's a good store owner. I thought it was because they walked in and they're like, hello, and it's just like, get out of here! Get out of here, get out of here, Gaijin! We don't serve your kind around here. I'm really messy with this, but it's just because I know it'll clean up really well. I can be a little more liberal in my application. I'm not... And the lighter fluid is open. It should not be open. Why do we keep why is it always open? Oh god, the brain damage is real. I'm just getting micro-dosed of frickin'... I'm just getting micro-doses of lighter fluid all the time. Before streaming, I had a 200 IQ. now it's 80. How low can it go? I was Saguchi on a Rebake Full City, and Flores would get a master grade. Ooh. It is... Considering that you could just, like, reprint the inner frame for the Iron-Blooded Orphan kits, it is kind of surprising that they did not make more Iron-Blooded Orphan master grades. That is very silly of them. Ooh. Now, from what I hear, that the Vidar and the Lupus are an improvement over the previous normal Barbatos, which is very nice to hear. But still, like, why did you have to wait so long for those kits? And again, the Guxion is really cool, and where I kind of passed over getting the Florist high grade because I was like, that's not really for me. I'd probably get a master grade of the Florist. Ooh. That one should not have been painted in, so let's get that clear. I just remember seeing a discussion recently where people are like, did Laughter have to die in Iron-Blooded Orphans? And I was like, no, she didn't have to die. But narratively, her death is so damn important. Like, nobody has to die in a story, arguably. But her, like, literally, it's the day Laughter died. Like that is just, like, her name... I know it's a Japanese show, but I'm very suspicious of the fact that, again, her name is Laughter, she's the bubbly character, she's literally the kind of, like, light of hope in the series to a certain extent, where she's the innocent, where there's an innocence to the character, and then she dies. Like, again, I know it's Japanese, but the Japanese also sometimes like to do English puns. And I sit in my head canon, that has to be an intentional choice. That again, that like it's the day the Laughter died. But even if that's just a coincidence, definitely the other elements where she's more of a optimistic force was intentional. It sucks that the full city had a low quality high grade. I saw recently that it's not the best high grade, which actually made me happy that I passed it over a few months ago. Reminds me of the Swartz. Bruden? Bruder, not Bruden. I know the Swarzette, but Swartzbruder does not ring a bell. I do not want Schwarzenegger, thank you, no. That is a very unfortunate name when translated into English. Well, actually, if you just translate the first half into English. Oh! How did I... Because I haven't watched... Because this G Gundam is something I need to rewatch, right? It's the German. It means dark brother. Yeah, Swartz has the same root as Swarthy, which just means dark or black. Not this. This is where it is. And Bruder... Well, I feel like anyone who speaks English can kind of put that one together. Ooh, Anglican Germanic, pretty close languages. The thing is that the frame has a ton of tiny flaws, so my guess is that they want to refine the frame before going... Oh, okay. There were little things in the Barbatos that I kind of noticed while building it. That kind of made me go like, this is a good kit, but it also is kind of surprising like how much people were praising it and not mentioning like the little elements with the kit. Like nothing like, but at the same time, I kind of while building it understood that they weren't anything that you'd normally bring up. Because they aren't like, there's no deal breakers in the kit itself, but there are like light elements that might make you feel a little undersatisfied with it. Would I get a German Gundam with its absolutely beautiful style helm? I forget what the German Gundam is called. The Neo Germany Gundam. Let me see. Surely it would be here. Nope. 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 Master Azure. Devil Gundam. Suffle Alliance. Wong Yifei. Where the hell is your mobile suit? Okay, wait. It's gonna be in the description, right? Surely it'd be like, piloted this, family, nationality, pilot, the Spiegel. I don't know why that's funny to me. Thank you, the Spiegel. Is a Shadow Gundam its like American name? Because they like renamed almost everything in in the English version of G Fighter, because you know, like you can't have a mobile suit called the God Gundam. Ugh. God. Why am I having trouble saying God Gundam? Because in America, you know, Kami and God don't, like, yes, they are direct translations, Kami and God, but like they don't quite mean the same thing culturally. But yeah, you were right about the Spiegel. Lots of C clips. Ooh. Its weapons are the Spiegel blade. You gotta love it. And why are the pictures not loading? I want to look at the I went to this page to look at the Spiegel. I wanted to look at the Spiegel, but then I forgot I opened it up on Gundam Wiki. One of my greatest enemies on stream. At least the Gundam Wiki hasn't kicked me off and sent me to the Fallout Wiki again. That was a weird. That's probably the worst Gundam Wiki has ever got. When it literally crashed and then went like, sorry, you're on the wrong page, and it was the frickin' Fallout Wiki. How the hell did that even happen? I know it's because they probably like share server space and whatnot because they're both like fan wikis, but it's just, I've never seen that on like a wiki before where it crashes and sends you to the crash screen of another wiki. The entire G Fighter roster is in Maxi Boost was my favorite Gundam to fight with, in the Spiegel in the particular was fun since it bounced around everywhere as a movement option. Ooh. I forget what that's called in a fighting game. But he's highly mobile. It's a cool kid. Like, he has like... There's that beautiful style helm. But he has like those elbow blades, which are just like peak 90s, where it's like, how practical would it be to have elbow blades? And it's like, shut up, they look cool, you know? You can like run by somebody and like elbow check them and cut them in half instead though. And it's just like, but would that be practical? Wouldn't it be better just to have swords in your hand, but it wouldn't look as cool? It was very much fun rule of cool in that show, but it still had the classic Gundam themes of, you know, we should like care about the planet. We shouldn't just, you know, have pointless conflicts for the sake of having conflicts. They just kind of they just did a different execution of it. Though there was a lot of criticism of Gundam Fighter when it came out, it really feels like it's like beloved now. I mean, I know it was beloved back then, but it doesn't have the same, like, people aren't like resentful of like some of the changes it did. They kind of understand now like why they did the changes, how it was kind of trying to be different. There's a bit of a palette cleanser for the artists and whatnot behind Gundam. Viewbots, no. He spins like a Beyblade. It doesn't need an explanation. Exactly, don't need fucking explanation. Get out of here, bot. And now, because I clicked onto Twitch chat, I have to reestablish. Okay. Pen lining after assembly is very brave. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It hasn't hurt me yet. I haven't done it many times though before. And also, like, we do the cleaning up afterwards. Actually, what time are we at? We're not even at 2 hours yet. Holy crap. Just how messy I'm doing this. You can tell I'm just like, you know what? I'm just giving up. I'm just giving up. Like, we'll just clean it up after. We'll make it look good better. Fuck, that wasn't English. We'll make it look good better. We'll make it look better later. Ah, what is going on with my brain? Beyblade is one of those shows that as a kid, I know I watched it, but I don't remember anything about it. There was like a blue dragon called Dragoon that came out of a top. There was a turtle monster that came out of a top. they would like throw their, like, you at home would like throw your Beyblades into like a just a big bowl, and they'd fight in a big bowl. But like in the show, they'd like let it rip, and then they'd like, the Beyblades would go through like miniature cities, so that way when like the monsters came out of the Beyblades, it'd be like a kaiju fight. It'd be like a holographic kaiju fight coming out of spinning tops in like a miniature city. It was something. It was very much like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's just like, this is not what the actual experience of playing this game is like. But you're just like, but it's really cool. We'll fix it in post, exactly. Moses and Moses! Moses and Beyblade used Beyblades to split the sea. That is some good anime right there. Oh my god. I pray that was not censored in the West, because that might offend some people in the West. That's technically sacrilege, but I'm okay with that. Oh god, but that's like some classic Japanese stuff. I love how in the 4 Kids for Yu-Gi-Oh! How in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a lot more, in the original, it's a lot more direct. It's like, you know, they have guns, but it's a 4 Kids production. It's America, so they can't have guns for some reason, even though we're America. So all the bad guys just point their fingers at people, and they're like, "Hey, stop!" And it's just like, "Stop, or we'll point harder at you." It's so fucking silly. The Kaiba duel against Yugi, though, in English, he's like, "Oh, Yugi, if you like attack me now, I'll fall off this building and die." Well, Kaiba in like the original Japanese is like, he just walks to the edge of the building. Is like, "So Yugi, you're gonna beat me again? However, if you beat me, I'm just gonna end myself, because there's obviously like nothing I can do. Like, I have failed at everything. Sure, I'm like the richest, like I'm the richest, like I'm the youngest like trillionaire in history. I'm wildly successful, but can't beat you at a card game, so life isn't worth living. So I'm just gonna jump off," and like he just goes like, "Fine, I guess I won't win." It's so fucking funny. Kaiba is such a tryhard, but that's also why we love him. Only scene you truly remember. God, I feel like something I remember even less is Bakugan. I don't even know if you guys will even recognize that name. Bakugan, like, it existed for a moment. It tried to be like another Yu-Gi-Oh! And it had an anime, and it just didn't take off. Firen Beyblade. Firen keeps getting collabs, which I mean, like, you know, make your money. I don't think it's like compromising the artistic vision of like Firen by like having the collabs, but the guy who, I don't know if it's like his production company or if it's him himself, but he's also had like the solo leveling collab and whatnot. I've been seeing those around. It's more catching me off guard, because I wouldn't think of like Firen as like, yeah, this is gonna have a lot of collabs, because it's more like, you know, a character-driven narrative story, which isn't to say like, you know, that excludes it, but you know, it's more like things like solo leveling, which is more like an action anime that you know, would expect it. Not, I mean, Firen has action in it, of course, but people more or less talk about the characters. I don't know, it's just more the focus. I played the video game and used the Piers mainly. Okay. Actually, I wonder how the video game played. Cool, I think they went to a different dimension. Bakugan was, yeah. I just remember that Bakugan, you know, you unrolled the little balls, and they like would go like you'd throw the ball on the table, and then it'd go blah, like a little monster would pop out of the ball, and it's like, that's my Bakugan. And then I think this was really smart of them, and it just didn't take off. But then they made like big figures of the Bakugan. So like what you could do is like you could roll out your Bakugan, and then like the anime, like it projects a bigger version of itself. So then you could put the big figure on the table of your Bakugan, the big toy you had. But the problem is that the toys were like bigger than the almost said RX-78, were bigger than the Psycho Gundam Mark II. So you kind of wouldn't have any place to put your cards in the card game if you put the figure on the table. But the figure was really cool. It was also fucking expensive. Later fights seemed rigged. Fucking that's a lot of old games where they just go, and you just don't get to win anymore. The difficulty curve of old games is insane. Oh, it wasn't bad though. The main gimmick besides the game was minigame you had to play to boost your monster. Okay. One thing that remind me, I wish, I forget what company it is, but it's the guys who like made like the Dragon Ball games in the 2000s and whatnot. I wish they did not copyright loading screen mini games, because that was such a good idea. But because they copywrote the idea, nobody else ever put it in their games, because then they'd have to pay them for the like rights to do it. And that will always piss me off, because it's cool, like, you know, like, oh hey, instead of sitting down, I get to play something while my game loads. That's fun. That's a good idea, having little mini games so, you know, you're still doing stuff, you're engaged, especially in that era where loading was far more present in gaming, especially in, like, say, the 360 era. Like, I don't know what mini game you could have played while waiting, like, for your game to load in Skyrim, but holy shit, on the Xbox 360, I would just, like, just give me Tetris or something. Just give me, like, you know, medieval Tetris. For the love of God. The waiting screens, you could go off and make a sandwich, come back, and it wouldn't be half loaded. Oh my God. I feel like that was the success of Skyrim. People just never finished the game. Then it came out on later consoles, and they're like, oh, hey, I can actually finish it now. You know, now 70% of my playtime won't be loading screens. You had fast travel in that game. It would be easier just to walk to the location than to wait for, like, Whiterun to load up. Oh my God. Oh, the thing is, it was way harder to roll the thing so that it would... Oh yeah, because it's also supposed to like magnetize to a certain point, but like the magnet was never strong enough to hold it, because you'd have to have actually a really powerful magnet. So it just like roll past it. A lot of times it wouldn't deploy because you didn't like hit it hard, because it didn't hit the table hard enough, and it's just like, what are we doing? It was a cool concept, but like execution wise, it's just like, it's way more work than you'd want to do. So you just would end up playing the game without the Bakugan. You'd just be like, or you just unfold him in your hand and then just put him on the table if you wanted to. You wouldn't actually roll him a lot of times. You'd just be like, fuck it, I just want to play the card game. I think that was the main issue with the game. What were the Dragon Ball games, now that I'm thinking about it, that had the loading screens? The loading screen mini games. It wasn't Tenkaichi. Tenkaichi was like the big tournament game. Actually, Tenkaichi might have had them because it was made by the same people. Okay, and I think with this, we'll be done with the black panel liner. Maybe have done that in under an hour. Holy crap. Under 2 hours, sorry. So we started it less than an hour ago, so same difference. Yeah. And then we can go to the upper body and start cleaning it. You know, I never made the move... Actually, to like, speaking of card games, I never made the move to Magic the Gathering. It just never interested me. My older brother, who we called King of the Nerds, because he was like the tallest and most physically imposing. He was like a nerd with an athletic build. But he was like really good at Magic the Gathering. So he's just smart in general, so... I was just able to actually use strategy. He actually understood, like, the basic game mechanics pretty well. How, like, what is it? It's not what's in your hand that matters, it's what's in your deck or whatever. Sounds like Dinkles in the Biff Nerd. Ooh. Come on. Come on. Okay. Sorry, I was having trouble pouring out the lighter fluid. Chat, hold your breath so you don't get brain damage. I really should put on a mask during this part. I don't know if this is the lighter fluid that actually causes brain damage, but I'm not gonna huff it to find out, is the thing. Hold up, there's too much on this, in this, so let me... Oh, that's wonderful, now my hand's really reflective. Okay. Let's start with the oldest parts first. Yeah, that looks a lot cleaner. Look how shiny it is. That'll dry off, though, real quick. The thing is, it was harder to roll the things. I already read that. I don't know why I thought that was a new. Ooh. Dinkle's the buff nerd. He wasn't buff, he was just tall. Like, he was just like 6 foot. He was over 6 foot. I'm not gonna give his exact height, because reasons. But he was like over 6 foot. Tall mother trucker. My family, my mom was like a personal trainer, I think, at the time. So, like, all of us were like in good shape because, you know, we just had free gym memberships, and a lot of times we would just join our mom. Like, while she was like training somebody, we would just go to the gym with her and also just like lift weights and do cardio and whatnot. So we were all in like fairly fine shape. He didn't do any sports or anything. He just went to the gym. Because we had a mom who, again, was a bit of a gym monkey. Okay, there we go. Welcome, Storm. Welcome. How they copyright the loading screen minigame when other did it before them. Well, I mean, because like Nintendo shows, it doesn't matter if somebody's done it before you. If you're the first one to copyright it and make the excuse, a lot of times the copyright office will be like, well, nobody else has made this claim yet, so you must be like legitimate in saying you're the only one to ever do it. I like how the patent office in the US is actually re-examining the Nintendo patent, though, for like summoning monsters, because there was such an uproar that the like guy who's in charge of it, like on a federal level, was like, we're re-looking into it. Like, holy shit, that is a hell of an uproar to like get the like secretary in charge of that part of the like that branch of the government, not branch of that bureaucracy, like the very top of it. Like, it wasn't just some random guy. It wasn't like a judge who was like, we will be re-examining it. It was the head of the bureau, if not like the head of like the whole like cabinet or whatever position, who was like, we're re-examining it. And it's like, that's fucking that is big. Only recently started getting into Magic, but I am a lone herald for a hit TC Chaotic, who's been dormant since 2013. I don't even remember that much of it. I kind of wish I had my brother on, because he could give you, even though it's been like years, he could give you like really good advice. Unironically. This is a guy who was like a master at Smash Bros. And never did, like, he never went to the tournaments or anything. He just played Smash Bros. For fun. And he just observed the characters and understood how they worked better than a lot of professional Smash Bros. Players. Well, professional, but you know what I mean. Like, people who like played for like for like things that like weren't accepted in Smash Bros. Melee for like the first 10 years of it being out. He figured out like immediately. Ooh. Like the whole, like, you know, tier system that they used for years, he was like, that's just a wrong tier system, because like these like mechanics and like these characters. But everyone just used these characters. They didn't experiment with other characters. They just had their mains for years, and it's, I don't know, he's just a smart dude. And he's even smart with his like hobbies, like games. Like, even when I played like Smash Bros with him, like, I think like years later, he was still really good at it. So, and he still remembers stuff about Magic the Gathering. Unironically, he could give you like really good advice just about basic mechanics, as long as you don't get into Yu-Gi-Oh. That Yu-Gi-Oh has changed so much over time. Holy shit, with like the booster monsters and whatnot, how it's just a completely different game. Like I stopped like right before the booster monster stuff was like became big. Actually no, right when it was starting to get big is when I stopped. Holy crap. That is, it's a completely different game now where it's just like, you can just win on your first turn. But like, it's not like, oh, I draw a card that lets me win. It's like, no, I draw a card, then I activate it. Then I do all this convoluted shit. I get a monster on the field that can like attack 20 times and I win. It's like, what the fuck, what is happening? Like, what's the point of just being like, oh, hey, like it can be done on the first move. It's like, I feel like, yes, that could happen with Exodia, but that would be like super different. That would be super rare to happen. Ooh. Mind you, a lot of the really broken stuff is, I know, banned from tournaments, but it's just like, maybe you shouldn't be making stuff that you have to ban immediately. Like, it's fucking wild. Then he entered online, it was all over from there. Ah! My finger was a little my finger slipped. I'm gonna have to reapply some of these panel lines because I'm kind of taking off more than I want. I'm happy I've never gotten like really into gachas or anything, whether it's like card games or, well, Yu-Gi-Oh! I was into, but that's like the only thing ever. Like gacha games, you know, like booster pack stuff, whatever you want to call it. Just that like, you know, that little gamble of just like, I bought like something and I don't know what's in it, but maybe it has something good in it, but probably doesn't. Since Yu-Gi-Oh! I just haven't touched anything like that, and I can't, and I just don't want to. It's probably best that I don't too, because I am diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, so probably good that I don't do gambling even on that accord. Even light-hearted gambling, it's probably best that I avoid it. I do Gunpla. I have over 40 Gunpla in my backlog. It's pretty good that I don't do gacha. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I closed my eyes so tightly that my vision went bad for a second. Stopped playing Magic because your friend got me into it. Had every card memorized. He would buy cards online to buy decks that smoked ours. It wasn't fun. That's what I hate. When like somebody who's like really good at something, they introduce you to it, but they don't understand that it's not fun just to get your ass whooped. Ooh. Like whenever I'm good at a game or something, I always try to like help the person get into it. Because I know how it feels just to get curb stomped when you get into it. And some people are like, oh, I like that. It's like, most people don't. Most people would go like, ah, like you got me. But deep down, they're like, fucking piece of shit. Like, you know, like, I want to have fun. I don't want to be like fucking humiliated for not knowing how to play a game I've never played before. Ooh. I try to help people. Haven't really done any booster packs since Chaotic. Has been discontinued for a decade. That's fair. The manga wasn't written with balance in mind. I mean, the manga for, if we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically, the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't even meant to be like Yu-Gi-Oh! What it was meant to be was originally, at least this is what I've heard, it's meant to be like a gambling manga where they just like play different games, but then the creator like created Yu-Gi-Oh! For it, and then people were like, that's actually really good, so that got like made into its own series, and it went away from there. But it was very much like a, oh hey, like they duel with monster cards first and kind of a game second. So like for the first, at least for like Yu-Gi-Oh, until you get to like later seasons, and even in later seasons, they don't fucking follow the rules. There's no rules in fucking almost said Digimon, in Yu-Gi-Oh. But like early Yu-Gi-Oh, like if Yugi is on screen, if Yugi is in the anime, there are no rules in the manga or the anime. They just don't exist. They will... I don't want to think they even mentioned rules. It's just like you have either 2,000 or 4,000 life points, and anything goes. You know, like, oh, you can't use magic cards on your enemy's turn. No, Yugi does that. Yugi does that in like the 5th episode or some shit. He just puts down a magic card while like Weevil is doing stuff, and he's just like, and he beats Weevil by doing that. It's just like, hold up, you can only activate trap cards, and also, I think you like to even like activate the spell card. You just put it down from your hand, which is like doubly illegal, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's no rules. Yugi made the game, so he gets to make the rules whatever he wants. That's why I only ever do experimental decks when trying to introduce chaotics to friends. They don't get, so they don't get discouraged. I remember actually when I did Yu-Gi-Oh, the deck that I liked the most, and my brother sold the cards in it. Fuck you, my brother who played Magic. He was like, he was like, I don't care for Magic anymore. None of us care. Like, none of us play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. So he just took my fucking deck and sold it, and it was a warrior deck. And it was such a busted deck. The deck, like, my key strategy was just get a obnoxious Celtic Guardian on the field, and that's in a monster with 1,400 attack who cannot be killed by anything that has over 1,900 attack. So what you do is you throw him on the field, you give him a weapon that gives him over 1,900 attack, and now no monster can kill him. He's just standing on your field. He has 2,000 attack, just standing there, and he's just like, you can't attack me. You can't attack my life points. He's just standing there, just going like, what are you gonna do? You can't fucking kill me. I'm just here. You'd just be an infinite shield. If you don't have a card that can kill a monster without attacking it, obnoxious Celtic Guardian, once he gets that equipment on him, he's just fucking invincible and you can't do anything. It's such a broken asshole thing to do. But that's what Yu-Gi-Oh always is. It was never designed to be a balanced game. So you would just, like, what you would do when you played Yu-Gi-Oh is you just be like, here's some broken shit. I'm just gonna do the most broken thing, and it's whoever does the broken thing first, they win the game. I knew people whose, like, tactics were to deck people out, and what to deck out means is you run out of cards into your deck, which makes you lose. There are people who would have, like, decks that were, like, 80 cards, and mind you, the minimum you can have a deck is like 40 cards. But, like, the idea is that, like, they just have their deck filled with cards that made them and other players just constantly draw cards until the other team decked out. Because and again, they'd have, like, 60 to 80 cards in their deck, which would look absurd, because instead of being, like, this nice deck that this big, it's gonna be this, like, unwieldy tower that'd be, like, this big. The tactics in Yu-Gi-Oh were so awful. It was so toxic. It's just like, what's the like worst thing I can do? And then just be like, that's what I should do. Oh my god. It was a bunch of children who got fun ripping wings off of butterflies, doing that to each other. Ooh. It was a game for little sociopaths, and I was one of them. It's like Kaji Ultimate Survivors for the first volume or so. Yeah. Ooh. I think that, yeah. My deck in Yu-Gi-Oh would have been able to remove him, since half of my deck ended up being creature removal cards, and other half is returning those cards from the graveyard. Ooh. I did have other tactics. Like, he was my favorite thing, but my warrior deck did have other tactics. Like, it had things where, like, it was a warrior deck. Like, it had a lot of things built around warriors, and it was very good outside of the obnoxious Celtic Guardian. It's just that obnoxious Celtic Guardian was just the one cheap part of it. It was just the one just like, okay, you're kind of just an asshole. But again, everyone who played Yu-Gi-Oh was a bit of a prick. God damn. Okay, so... Oh. Let's just... He's gonna need some joint tightening in some places, I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't have, like, the torso of a Gundam, but he has, like, the same issue, where, like, he has, like, a bit of a, like, his torso's a bit loose, like, IBO kit ones. I'm not gonna bother with the paint on stream. No, actually I will. I say I won't, but I will for the shoulders at least, just to get those done. But he's a bit of a mixed bag kid, I can already tell. love how Yugi just has, like, an ancient pharaoh living in his head. Just has an ancient, like, 5-foot tall pharaoh. It's funny when Yugi turns into, I forget what the pharaoh's name is, but when he turns into Pharaoh, and, like, he gets a lot taller when he turns into Pharaoh, but Pharaoh's still, like, way shorter than everyone. He goes from, like, a guy who's, like, 4'6" to a guy who's, like, 5'2". And it's like, that's a big jump. That's, like, what is it, 8 inches? That's, like, 8 inches, but again, he's still, like, way shorter than everyone in the room. Sound like you're a magic deck. I'm gonna have to do an effect that I don't know how to do, and I'm gonna have to like dry brush the lighting effect on it later. If I had an airbrush, I'd use that, just, you know, like create like a lighting effect where like it has a glow. But I know there are ways to do that with a dry brush. I just did that without knowing which sides are which. Oh god. There's a 50-50 chance I just screwed over myself. Recent, where are downloads? Downloads. I did the wrong side. I did the wrong sides! Oh my god. I'm an idiot. 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 Oh, please tell me the paint hasn't already dried somehow. Okay, that paint's off. Chat, this might surprise you. I'm kind of dumb. Well, I got my left and right confused, but I really didn't know which one went where. I just kind of painted without thinking, but there we go. Okay. He's clean. Oh, okay. Where's the brush? So it should be this side is green. I'm gonna be really lazy with this and just do it like that. I just remembered, I played Pokemon, just going with like old nostalgic games and whatnot. I played Pokemon before I could read. And that was really hard, because they explain a lot of things. And also like how you choose your attacks is like by reading them. I don't think I made it very far. But I remember I kept trying to play like Pokemon Yellow, because that's what my brothers had. And I kept failing, because again, I just couldn't read at the time. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back with the X-Acto blade to clean that up. Above stuff like that. Ooh. Do I have white paint? Do I have white paint? I do have white paint. Where is it? There it is. I should have used the white paint for the white lights. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it is concave and not convex here. Okay, I can get it. Give me your arm. This last bit I'm gonna have to do off camera a little. Oh, I really should have done that when the paint had dried, because now there's a bunch of little flecks in the paint. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to repaint that later, actually. Let's get this. It's a really small thing, but I've always wanted to do this for a mobile suit, to have the lights on it. This is more of a gray than a pure white. Which is not ideal. Do I have, like, white? Do I have a white that would make a man from Alabama blush? I do! Okay. Might want to try enamel paint. You can, Ah, you're right. Oop. I'm gonna write that down, thank you. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I've seen that where, like, you can have, not only lighter fluid, but there's a paint there's like a paint gel I remember seeing when I was watching a, like all the paint videos I see when I was watching a Warhammer 40k miniature video. I do not do Warhammer 40k miniatures, I just like to watch the videos and they give really good painting advice. It would produce a cleaner surface than scraping, but it's not that hard to sand it out, and it's not in a place where I can't just sand it out later, so that's kind of why I didn't mind too much. I'm too lazy. I am far too lazy for this. Actually, wait, where? Oh, it's back there. There's like most of my arm there. Three? Okay. Get this. Okay, I see what the mistake is I'm doing. First, I shouldn't be doing this to begin with, but... Oh, I didn't clean that one off, I see. And then I want to do it on the waist as well. Specifically, let's get this piece off. This piece off. And it would be white in the back trap here. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of an air bubble. Okay, it'd be white there. And then green on this side, on the right side. Right? Yeah, green on the right side. I hate it when I can smell the paint. There we go. And then red on the other side. A really small thing. I've just always wanted to do this. It's not really something you'd probably do for a combat mobile suit, but whatever. There we go. With that, I think we're done for today for this kit. We can just do some size comparisons and whatnot. This guy feels like, again, I've been calling him Danny DeVito. He feels like he's gonna be small. Ooh, are there any requests for size comparisons while I'm getting everything ready? I'm happy I did it though, because I like how it stands out now that the paint is there. Ooh. There we come on. I feel like Hammond in Jurassic Park. Come on, when the dinosaur's coming out of the egg. We're gonna have to do some extra panel lining. But there he is. He feels so squat. Let's get something the same scale. Let's get out the American type. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here. Oh my lord. Oh, I need to get out the Leo. I need to get out the Leo. Hold up. It's been a while since I've done a size comparison with the Leo, but the Leo I think is my shortest mobile suit. Wait, no, that goes to the F91 high grade. But actually, wait, is the Leo taller or shorter than the F91 high grade? Ooh, Leo, you got bad joints. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's shorter than the Leo. He's shorter than the Leo. Oh my god. The legs make him, the legs don't make him look stubby. He is stubby. Oh my lord. If a Leo's taller than you, there's been, oh my god, we need to get out the F91. Where is the F91 is the question. F91, not the master grade. I love you, but no. There he is. There he is with his incredibly awful legs. Like handling a child. But having no neck does do, dude. You cannot put a turtleneck on this mobile suit. It would go blind. Okay. Here's the F91, which is... I think the F91 is still shorter. F91? F91? Have you been dethroned? Hold up, his legs are apart and a little bent. We need to have a fair comparison. Oh. By straightening out those legs, chat, I think he's ever so slightly taller. F91 has not been dethroned. He's still our shortest kit. He's still our little short king. Oh my god, but like, I don't think you can tell, like, from this. You can tell, I think, a little bit. They're at the same height here. You can tell a little bit that he's kind of arching a little more, but those V-fins almost get up to that hunchback he has. Oh my lord. I don't think I'd see the day. I knew he was a short kit. I did not know he was this short. I thought he was like, oh, like a 17-meter kit. I did not realize that he was a 16-meter boy. Do we have a display stand? Do we have a spare display stand? We do. It does not have an adapter. Why do you not have an adapter? That's gonna make taking pictures a lot harder. Ooh, I'm gonna have to find an adapter for it because it doesn't have like a peg adapter. I'll show you. I found a stand, but there's this like no adapter at all on it. You're very average at 5'11". Oh, you're an inch taller than me. Ooh. I'm true average height. 5'10". Can't remember if that's the global average or if that's the American average. This guy would very easily like fit on a stand. Like this guy he would look very nice on a stand. Sadly, I don't have an adapter. I'm gonna have to look for one or get another high grade kit. High grade. So I was looking to see if I had an extra high grade stand with a extra adapter on it. But he's so small. That means we can only compare him to one thing. Don't throw the mobile suits, Merrick. Do not throw the kits. Do not throw the tiny kits that have bad joints. What are you thinking? I'm gonna put the Leo over here. Oh, how did the back of your hand fall off? We are comparing him to a big boy. We're comparing him to the biggest boy in our collection. If we can... Kind of feel sorry for you, Psycho Gundam. You used to... You know, you weren't a very good kit, but you had one gimmick. We did big size comparisons with you because you're the size of a perfect grade. But sadly, I have the perfect grade. So I just looked at the camera. I have the not the perfect grade. I have the Psycho Mark II now. And he looks a lot better on camera, and he's a lot easier to handle. But you make it to the knee? You don't. You don't. Most mobile suits at least make it to the knee. You don't even make it to the knee joint. That's sad. That is. Can you swaddle him like a baby? You can hold the ball. Can you swaddle him like a baby? Can you hold him like an infant? Because the man Rodi is so wide. Oh my god, this is actually normally you wouldn't be able to do this with a mobile suit. Because his arms can't quite get the angles right. Because he can't quite bring them in close enough. But because this guy is so wide, you can hold him. You can hold him like an infant. Here is my child, I present him to you. You can do the Lion King, You can do the Quitana Umbae. Oh, we are degrading this kid so much, but the Rodi is really fun. But, oh, he can hold the Rodi. Oh, it's always a good day when he can hold something. I need to remember to, like, have that be one of the pictures. Psycho Gundam Mark II. Excuse you. With your big feet. Oh, God. Let's, You know what? Let's compare him to a Zaku and some Zaku likes. There is Evive. There is a Gelgoog. And let's get the Kiridoga. Oh. I forgot to put the poll up for today's chat. I'm sorry about that. If you're on the YouTube, you can go to the YouTube post and there's a poll for our next Gunpla, and on it is the Master Grade Gyaradoga. Let's compare him to his UC counterpart. Why do you feel like your normal height? Oh, okay. The reason is because he's so thick up top is that he's being pushed closer to the camera, so it looks like he's actually more comparable in height than he really is. Have him ballin'. Let's see here, and then so this is next to an 18-meter mech, next to a 19-meter mobile suit. He's feeling small, but everyone feels small next to the 19. I think you're also technically a 19-meter mobile suit, or at least 20. Or he's small next to the other stuff that I got. The other space, the space round boys. But I'm really happy with it. Let's see if okay, joint holding up. Okay. Just making sure the legs don't get floppy, and that also shows the arms aren't getting floppy. The gun isn't the most secure, but it's not coming out as well. Like well, it was coming out when I was shaking him, but you're not gonna, unless you're in like a fault line, so either Japan or California, he's not gonna be shaking like this very often. How well do you, actually, one thing I've kind of been impressed by is, even though his feet are really simple and really thin, as you can see, and they don't have any articulation to them. Like, I thought the feet would have no, they have like zero articulation. He stands on them pretty well, actually. He stands on them better than actually a lot of high grades that that are meant to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, like the Hakushiki. Oh, I say that. I say the Hakushiki and he immediately falls over. The curse is real. But I love this kit. Ooh, I love Zaku likes. I love this dude. And I'm really happy with how he turned out. This is a very fun one-day build. I cannot wait to display him, and hopefully I can have pictures out by tomorrow for him, because unlike everything else, I can actually take pictures of him. Ooh, he's not too big like the Psycho Gundam, and he's not falling apart like our last build. Let's compare him to a Master Grade. Let's just do 2 birds, 1 stone. To our last build, the GM Command type. Which again, would be one of my favorite Master Grades if the legs weren't awful. I assume no ankle movements. Yeah, no ankle at all. I thought there was going to be a little ankle, but no, when you plug in the front and back, they lock together, and there's no pivot action at all once they lock together. Ooh, yeah, I guess that's probably why. The reason that there's no movement is probably because they weren't confident in being able to give it movement and make it strong enough where he'd also be able to stand up with the movement included. Which is fair. This is when they're transitioning away from polycaps, but they're still relying on them. Let's see here. No, I don't want to take those off the stands they're on. Maybe I can use this stand. This isn't a peg stand, but will you be supported in the, no, you have way too fat of an ass. It's way too wide, okay. So I need to find an extra peg to stick him on if I want to do the flying poses. But I should hopefully have the flying poses taken by tonight and have the pictures out by tomorrow. But yeah, this guy, I like him. I'm happy I got him. I'm happy I was able to build a Zaku-like on stream. We built a Zaku, we built the Pink Panther not too long ago. This guy was really satisfying. Iron-blooded orphan kits tend to be pretty satisfying. Again, the only problem I have is that polycap in the torso. And if that gets loose over time, I don't know if there's a way to make that better. Yes, I know there is a way, but it's not going to be an easy way, and it's not going to be very satisfying, but everything else about him feels really fun. I don't really know if you can really do the most things dynamic with him in posing because he's such a bulky dude. You can like make his legs flay out. You can put his legs to the side. But really, because he's just so big and rounded, like from whatever angle you catch him at, he's just still a big ball of fun. Let me look for a place to link you guys out, though. We're reaching the end. We don't need to ramble too much. Thank you for joining us. Ooh. Whether you're new or old, you're appreciated, whether you've been a chatter or a lurker. I like that you were here. And I hope you liked this as much as I like doing it. Don't worry, my model's just a little broken, but let me find a place for you guys. Still the Sigrun. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna get the Sigrun while I'm signing off. I don't have a Dom leg, but the Dom leg would not feel out of place on him because he's already so rounded. Let's put chat over here. Oh yeah, just look at me. I look drunk. Let me get out my favorite Iron-Blooded Orphans kit. I'm probably just gonna have to use the stand that this is on for the posing. But I'm just gonna take them off. What is it? Gian-like. Sorry that I'm away from the mic. The Gian-like Sigrun, the Gian of the IBO universe. I would, if you see this, I would actually recommend it. It's really fun. It has some tiny little stickers on it in the faceplate, but it's really, it's one of the best IBO. It's actually probably the best IBO kit I've built. And you might be wondering, why is he posed like that? Because I don't want to repose him when I have to put him back on his stand. So he's just gonna awkwardly be leaning like that. If I get you to, maybe I can get I can put a paint under his leg. That way you can see him at a better angle. While I get you guys somewhere, let me link you out on Twitch because I don't like to raid with less than 5 people. Let's get a link out for Twitch first. Okay, that's the wrong thing. And again, I don't know how many people are watching on Twitch because Twitch has been really silly recently and doesn't give accurate numbers anymore. Well, let's go to models first. And this stream didn't have a category for so. Why did this stream not have a category? I'm sorry about that. That's embarrassing. I'll put the category on last. Oh, let's end the poll, actually. Let's not forget to end the poll. Most of you like Christmas. I guess you guys just don't have things to be thankful for. Ooh. Nobody liked Kwanzaa, can't blame you. Kwanzaa is a bit of a joke of a holiday. Ooh. It's not a real holiday. It was made by some dude just to sell. It was made by a dude to sell, like, you know, to black nationalists who have like a chip on their shoulder. That's literally why Kwanzaa exists. The guy was like, I can sell this to people who don't want to celebrate Christmas and whatnot. Ooh, because they think like Christmas is evil because white people celebrate it, so I'll just make up a new holiday. That's all it is. It's a bit silly. Let's look for miniatures, and let me see if I can send you to another VTuber for Twitch. Yeah, VTuber. I have no idea who this is. I don't even know if this is a guy or girl. But I'm gonna send you to this person. I don't even know what sex they are. That's how you know it's gonna be a good VTuber. Let me look for a place to send you beautiful people on YouTube. Ooh. Also, I should have said this earlier. We might stream tomorrow, but after tomorrow, there's gonna be no more streams this week because on Wednesday, it's gonna be prep for Thanksgiving. On Thursday, it's Thanksgiving. And on Friday, it's Black Friday. So the Wednesday through Friday, there will not be streams. I'm not gonna be like, there won't be. We will be back though on Monday, no matter what, to build what you vote for in the Gunpla poll that is actively going. Where? I don't want to send you to Sawa. I send you guys to Sawa too often, but she might be the only person streaming right now. I'm gonna send you to Sawa. I'm gonna send you to the chaotic Puerto Rican. So that sounds like every VTuber who's Puerto Rican. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Ooh, sorry that took a while, but I hope you guys, if you're in America, have a good Thanksgiving. And if you're not, I hope you still have plenty to be thankful for. This has been Merrick Vesper signing off from me to you. Have a great day, a wonderful life, and remember, don't lose your head. If we are or are not streaming, I will make a notification on the Discord ahead of time, and probably Twitter and YouTube. So don't worry if, like, you know, about missing it. I'll tell you if it's coming.